Hey guys, welcome back. Apologies for not being around for such a long time, but we're going to crack on. So, if I remember rightly, in the last video we got to the point where we could drop various items into the refining boxes, and it came up with a message that is saying they were full. And now we're going to look at actually producing raw materials. And here's a list of, I don't know how many, plenty, 100 I think, 100 raw materials. These are the names of the raw materials, and these are all the IDs of all the compounds and the stabilizer that is required to make these individual raw materials. So what we're going to do is just going to come over to our refine plugin, I think it is. Right, yes. And here, what we'll do is we'll look at the stabilizer, the compound box even to begin with. So instead of just filling up this middle box with the word full, we're actually going to send a request over to our PHP page, and we're going to query the database to see if what we have here actually creates one of the raw materials. So we're first going to get rid of this, and we're going to do an Ajax request. Oops. Yeah. Nope, that's not right whatsoever. Oh, we can tell it's been a while since I've done this. Right, so that's what it is. It's Ajax, open parenthesis, then curly bracket, then close them off again. Okay, so we're going to post over to our page, and this is the URL we're going to use within the plugins folder, and then the refine folder. We're going to have a new PHP page called refine.function.php, similar to our map.function.php that we contain inside of our map plugin folder. So we'll go ahead and create this PHP page now. We'll get rid of this and save it. So inside of our plugin folder, inside of our refine folder, we're having refine.function.php. So the data that we're going to pass over, we need 4 stabilizers. So we'll call them stab1. Stab 2, etc. So I'll do this. And then we want our compound. So we'll just call it comp. So each of these are going to hold the ID for each of these items. So before we actually start this, send this request over, we need to actually gather these various variables and the data for them. Okay, so here we're actually grabbing the material IDs And if you remember, inside of each of these div boxes, oh, it's hidden so you can't see, but yes, we have compound 1, 2, 3 and 4 and our stabilizer. And what I'll do is I'll just drop one in there and open it up again. What you can see here is when we drop an item into it, we get the name of the item, fill up the box with a hidden input variable with the class of material ID, and the value of that is the ID of that compound or the stabilizer that we've dropped into that box. So what we're doing is we're targeting each of the compounds 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're targeting the material ID, the tag with the class of material ID within that specific box, and we're just taking the value of that and assigning it to that variable. So I'm not sure if this is going to actually work. I have the same. We'll find out, won't we? Stab 3, stab 4, and compound. Okay, so now we're setting these variables through. We also need to, like all the others, send a mode through. And we're just going to call this mode refine check. Following on from the data, we're going to produce a success message, and for now we're just going to alert what's returned to us. So we'll save that. So in our PHP, like we did for the function, the other function page we've done, is we're going to start a session and connect to our database. And then right down at the bottom, we want to close the connection. And it's going to be everything in between here that we're going to worry about. So the first thing we're going to do is if the post mode equals refine check, then we're going to do something. Else we're not going to return anything. So we're going to want to start a query, and we're going to say select, I can't remember the name of the, it's just name, from raw materials where. Now this is where we're going to put in our IDs that we're passing through. So we're going to put compound ID 1 equals, and we just copy that all the way over. There's 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to have our stabilizer. I've got that the wrong way around, haven't I? So compound 1 ID, compound 2 ID, 3, 4, and then we've also got our stabilizer ID. So that's sorted. We also need to pass the posted variable, the posted IDs that come through as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the PlatePreg replace and replace anything that isn't a numerical value. And then we're just going to punch these in here. Yep. Stabilizer 1, stabilizer 2, 3, 4, and something's not quite right here. I've got these the wrong way around, haven't I? Hold on, let me just go back and fix this. What a donut, eh? I bet you were all sitting there thinking and knowing what I've done wrong. Anyway, so I've changed stab 1 through to 4 to comp 1 through to 4, and I've changed comp to stab. The same goes down for the data here. And so we're going to go back here and change these. Oopsie, stab. Oh god, I've got to do them all here as well. So, stabilizer, compound 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we have stabilizer. Right, so what are we doing? Right, so we're selecting the name from the raw materials where the compounds equal all of this, and we're just going to limit this to 1. We're going to take this and we're just going to store this the query into the SQL variable, and for now we're just going to say if SQL num rows is more than 0, else. So we're just going to echo true if this does that there is a match, else we're going to echo false. Right, so we're going to save that. I hope you all followed along with that. And we'll give this a quick test. We'll just refresh this. So because we're only activating that query when the last item is put into a compound, we're going to add in our stabilizer first. Now we're going to add 4 compounds. So on this last compound we should receive a true or false value alerted. Well, it's done nothing. Joy. I think that means it's false. So what we'll do is we'll just we'll say rather than the true and false boolean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so yeah, that is working fine. So I'm going to end the video here. I do actually have I can upload more than 15 minutes now, but carrying on for too long, you know, kind of gets a bit boring sometimes. So I'm going to end this video here. We're going to come back and then we're going to check to make sure that we can actually find a correct mixture, and then we'll work on actually refining this item itself when we come back.